Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We are heading now to Grenada as we continue with football. Paradise FC International have completed a rare feat by winning the Grenada Premier Division title without losing a game. The Jake Rennie coach side won all 18 matches in the 2024-25 campaign to complete back-to-back title successes. They finished the season with maximum 54 points, 17 clear of St. John's, who ended on 37 points. Paradise scored 64 goals in the campaign while conceding just 8. Such was their dominance that they did not trail during any of their 18 matches. And the fact is that we had mentioned that they ended the season undefeated, but it's more than that because they ended their season with a 100% win record. And it's very rare that we see that happening in any football league in the world.
Yeah, it's a really big deal. We're joined by Coach now. Perfect timing.
So we're going to learn more about the Paradise FC's invincible season from their coach, Rennie, who now joins us to talk about the season that they have had. Coach Rennie, congratulations on the fabulous... Yeah, we're hearing that we're not quite linked up to him yet, so we are really anxious to hear what was so good about his team's performance that made them invincible this season and repeating as champions. They were also knockout champions as well, so they are in winner's row in whatever format in football in Grenada at the moment. And they did, in fact, not have a couple of seasons of domestic football in Grenada following COVID, and I think their first season back was 23-24. So Coach Rennie now joins us. Coach, let me congratulate you first of all on the 18-0 season that you had with the Paradise team. Having spoken to you earlier on this season, you spoke about unity being the main thing that propelled your team to the flawless season that you've had. And I accept that, but there still has to be something said, Coach Rennie, about the quality of the team relative to the opposition.
Yeah, just want to say thanks for having me here. Apart from the unity with the team, I think we have a solid foundation in terms of the academy and where our players are coming from. We have 2 academies here in Paradise who provide players for Paradise International. But I think the structure of Paradise, the system we have, allows Paradise to play such a wonderful game. Our team is constructed of youth players under the age of 24, and these have been taken since 2019. We plan to invest in the youth players, and I think with the investment of the youth players and the unity of the youth players have carried us all the way to this victory.
Yeah, so based on the standings and how flawless your season was, Coach Rennie, you would have been confirmed as title winners several weeks before the end of the season. How did that feel? Because, you know, there are countries like in Jamaica where they don't have a league season, a league format, because of this very reason, that it takes the interest out of a league season when it becomes so apparent sometimes a month before a season ends who the champions will be. So what was the back end of the season like for your Paradise team, and the fact that you just kept on winning even though it was evident that you wouldn't be stopped?
Well, the main objective was to go unbeaten this year without losing a game. We had done it before in 2016, where we didn't lose a game. We were unbeaten, but we drew 5 games and we won 13. But this year the main aim was to go unbeaten. So even though we was crowned champion weeks before the finishing of the league, our aim was to go unbeaten, and we were able to be successful.
Yeah, I want to ask you too about the teams that were most problematic for you, which is kind of a difficult question to ask given how far you won the league by. And the team that finished second, St. John's, finished second at the table. I think you actually beat them 4-0 when you played them. So I would suggest that they may not have been your biggest test. Maybe QPR, who you beat only 2-1.
Yeah, QPR is one of the teams that have been giving us problems over the years, QPR and Hurricane. Last year, we only lost 1 match, and that was to QPR, you know, and this year we were able to beat them twice. But QPR is a good full team. I think it's just like Paradise, constructed of youth players. So I think that's why they've been giving us a hard fight over the past 2 years. I think they have lost 3 points. That's why they were able to come on in a third place position at last 3 points. But over the past 2 years, QPR have been giving us a lot of problems.
Yeah, and can you
I think
speak
they
quick?
only lost 2 games last year.
Yes, and can you speak quickly about the quality of your players? Because I know, including your captain, a couple of maybe 3 or 4 players are actually in the Grenada national team.
Yeah, our players, we have quality players, the like of Stefan, who is the captain. He played for the national team on many occasions. We have Joshua Isaac, that's the leading goal scorer of Paradise. He's also on the national team. Sergio Lewis, and most of our youth players, they play with the national youth teams, like Kestan, Simeon. Most of our youth players, they come up under the ranks of the national youth team. So that's why we are able to have so much quality in our players.
And coach, how would you describe your coaching style? Because your record speaks for itself. I mean, you've won 4 titles already with this team. You've been there for quite some time. How would you describe it?
Well, my coaching style is pure, natural. From day one, I wanted to become a coach, and I copy other coaching style from Cuba. I was in Germany for 1 year,
Yeah.
and I used all this experience to bring it back to my country. And now I've been doing good. But I just want to say thanks to Vin from Jamaica, Vin Blaine. He's the one that really brought me into the coaching, shows me a lot, and I keep using some of his qualities and still taking his advice. But I think my quality is based on the knowledge I have. I always keep studying, always want to improve myself, and I think that's what have me so successful.
Yeah, really good to hear that, Coach Vin Blaine. We've had the opportunity as well to interview him here on this show when he was head coach here in Jamaica. So good to hear that. Another question I have for you, you said you always had a love for coaching, and of course, you got the opportunity and you've been doing so well. Where do you see yourself, Coach, like in the next few years? Do you see yourself maybe coaching a national team one day? What are your thoughts with regards to that?
Well, to be honest, I'm coaching a national team. I'm the coach of the woman-female team, which we had won all our games last year. Yeah, so we heading up to Group B now. So we'll be in the World Cup. In the Gold Cup qualification for Group B. So I'm a national coach already. I'm presently coaching the National U17.
Right.
So yeah, but I see myself who want to do much more. A coach who want to be out there. I want to become a professional coach. That's why presently I'm doing my master's in high performance from MVP. That's a coaching institute in Barcelona.
Yeah.
I already completed youth soccer coaching. So I just want to elevate myself and become a professional coach, whether at the national level or outside of Grenada. But yeah, that's how I see myself.
Yeah, and Coach, I get excited about women's sport, and you said, you have a role when it comes to coaching the women in your country. What's the quality like with the football, with the ladies?
Yeah, I don't think we have such a high standard. I think lack of competition. But what I see from the girls and what we have done from the ladies, I think if we have better or more competition, I think they will do great, because we have a lot who got scholarship into the US. From last year to now, half of our team is on scholarship. So that's make me proud. That's make the country proud. And that shows that if we can raise the standard of football in Grenada, if we have more competition. And I'm very happy that the ladies, they are taking it very, very serious now, because they can see the opportunity, what is there for them.
Okay, and finally, just before we wrap, Coach Rennie, you are actually a senior football coach in the Ministry of Sport in Grenada. What does that function actually mean?
Well, my main role is to organize the secondary school football competition, do workshop, help coaches, help schools in terms of the football development. So I have a hectic role here, and we scout for players from the secondary school football. we have a Women Island tournament. We pick scout for players for the national team as well. So my main aim is to organize the school football, work with the GFA, and organize programs for schools and other in clubs or institutions.
Yeah. All right, Coach Rennie, great talking to you here on the SportsMax Zone for the first time. We thought it was irresistible to have a chat with you and your Paradise team, given the season that you have had. So keep up the good work, brother, and I'm really happy to hear that you're advancing yourself globally with the certificates in coaching and so on as you try to build the football in Grenada. And we hope to talk again soon. Congrats again, Coach Rennie.
Thanks very much.
Yeah,
nice
great.
being here.
Yeah, man. Great having you on the show. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone. Still more football to talk about. The UEFA Champions League draw held earlier on today. And we'll talk about that and more after the break.